Hello and welcome. Today we're diving into a story that has charmed readers for generations, The Wind in the Willows. We're going to follow one small animal through a single incredible day, a day that starts with some boring chores, but believe me, ends up changing his life forever.
So let's picture this. Our story starts down in the mole's cozy little underground home. It's springtime and he's been at it all morning with the spring cleaning. You know the scene. Dust everywhere, the smell of whitewash in the air. His back ached, his arms were tired, and all the while he could feel the call of the spring from the world up above.
And then, well, he just had enough. Something inside him snapped. He literally threw down his brush, yelled out, "Bother!" and that was it. Spring cleaning was officially over. He didn't even stop to put on his coat, he just bolted out of his little house.
He just made a beeline for the steep little tunnel that led up to the outside world. It was this desperate push toward the sunshine and the fresh air.
You can just imagine him, working away with his little paws, scratching and scrambling, probably muttering to himself, "Up we go, up we go."
Yeah, it was just this chaotic flurry of movement, scraping and scratching, anything to get to the surface and leave all that cleaning far, far behind him.
And then, all of a sudden, pop! His little snout breaks through the soil and into the most dazzling sunlight. He just tumbles right out, head over heels, and lands softly in the warm grass of a huge meadow.
Oh, he was just beside himself with joy. The sun felt so hot and wonderful on his fur, a nice little breeze was blowing, and the air was just filled with the sound of birds singing. And he thinks to himself, this is so much better than cleaning.
So he's wandering through this meadow, and he comes to the edge of something he has never, ever seen in his entire life, a river. He was just totally captivated, completely mesmerized by the way it moved and gleamed, the way it bubbled and chattered. It was like it was alive. And as he's just staring at the water, he spots a dark hole in the riverbank on the other side, and deep inside it, something tiny and bright starts to twinkle. And then, he swears, it winks at him. Out of the hole comes the small, brown face with whiskers and neat silky hair. It's the water rat. For a moment, the two of them just stood there, looking at each other, one on the bank, one in the hole. And then the rat calls out a really friendly, "Hello, Mole."
Well, Mole shyly says he'd love to come over, so the rat unties a rope and pulls out something Mole has never seen before, a little boat. He just watches, totally amazed, as the rat rows it across the water. It was just the perfect size for two animals.
So Mole gets settled into the cushions, still in complete awe, and the rat leans over and shares this bit of river wisdom. He insists it's simply the best thing in the world to do, nothing else even comes close.
The rat decides, you know what, we should make a whole day of this. He climbs back into his hole for a second and then comes back out, struggling a bit with this huge, fat wicker picnic basket.
And what was inside? Oh, just you wait. It was a proper feast. As Rat starts listing everything off, cold chicken, cold ham, pickled gherkins, ginger beer, Mole is just wriggling with excitement until he finally bursts out, "Oh, stop, stop, this is just too much."
So off they go. Their journey down the river was just magical. Mole is completely absorbed in this whole new world of light and sound and sunshine. He just trails a paw in the water, lost in a happy daydream, totally and completely content. But, after that fantastic lunch, Mole starts to get a little antsy. He's feeling pretty good about himself, full of pride, and watching Rat row so effortlessly makes him a little jealous. He's thinking, hey, I could do that. It looks easy enough. So even though Rat gently tries to warn him, Mole's pride gets the better of him. He suddenly jumps up and grabs the oars. He swings them way back for a big, powerful stroke, completely misses the water, loses his balance, falls right on top of poor Rat, panics, grabs the side of the boat, and sploosh, over the whole thing goes.
One second he's in a boat, the next he's struggling in the river. It's just this shocking cold and wetness as he sinks down, then bobs back up, spluttering, only to feel himself sinking again. He was in total despair. But just then, a paw grabs him firmly by the scruff of his neck. It was the water rat. And get this, he wasn't mad at all. He was laughing. He just easily hauls the soaking, miserable Mole right out of the water and onto the bank. Once he's safe, Mole is just so ashamed and starts apologizing. And his main worry, he says with his broken little voice, was that his foolishness might have lost them that absolutely wonderful picnic basket. But Rat just waves it off. What's a little water to a water rat? He's in and out of the river all day. And then he makes this incredibly kind offer. He suggests that Mole should come and stay with him for a while so he can teach him everything there is to know about the river. So, back at Rat's cozy home, Mole gets a warm dressing gown and a comfy seat right by the fire. And for the rest of the afternoon, Rat tells him these amazing stories about floods, otters, badgers, and all the secrets of the riverbank, right up until it was time for supper.
What a day, right? It started in the most ordinary way possible, with brooms and dusters, and it ended with a capsized boat, an amazing picnic, and the start of a wonderful friendship. For Mole, his whole world had just opened up.
And that night, as Mole laid his head on his pillow in this new place, he fell asleep feeling completely peaceful and happy, listening to the gentle sound of his new friend, the river, lapping just outside his window.